Hello everybody, welcome to Visual Learning Portal where visuality conveys best. Today we are going to do trigonometric ratios. So in the trigonometric ratios, when we are talk about the ratios, means we are looking for something fractional values of the ratios. Ratio and fraction is one and the same thing, as you know. For this one we need the right angle triangle because we are working with the Pythagoras theorem and the values for the trigonometric are. So I am going to write those values here. Those values are sine, cos, tangent, cot, sec and cosec. Secant and cosecant they are called. So in these values, these are the all trigonometric ratios and I will tell you how to find these values. Okay. So these all values having an angle, let this angle be theta. So we can assume any angle, it can be angle theta or phi. So with the help of the right angle triangle, this one which is 90 degree, I have already drawn that for you, we are gonna find these values. And I just need to tell you before we start that how these values are interrelated with each other. This sine value is related with the cosecant value. We always are supposed to write these values like that: sine, cos, tan, cot, sec, cosec. Easy to remember. Then sine and cosecant are reverse of each other, cos and secant are reverse of each other, and tan and cot are reverse of each other. Okay. So basically sine theta is equals to 1 over cosecant theta. We can write sine theta is equal to 1 over cosecant theta, cos theta is equal to 1 over secant theta, and tan theta is equal to 1 over cot theta. In this way we can say that these values are reverse of each other. Okay. Now for the 90 degree angle, if we assume like this angle is A, this is A, side A, B and C, and also we can assume that if this is a side A, then we can assume this whole length of the side B small a. If this is a B, or we can say if this is an angle B, then the side length is taken as small b, which is in exactly front of that. Similarly, if this is angle C, then this side is small c. We can assume that. Okay. Here we need the Pythagoras theorem to find the values. So what is basically the Pythagoras theorem? According to, we can write Pythagoras theorem. What is the Pythagoras theorem? The formula for Pythagoras theorem is the longest side, which is called the hypotenuse side. The whole square of that side is equal to perpendicular whole square plus base square. Okay. So what is the longest side in the triangle? So in the triangle you can easily figure it out. The longest side of the triangle is this one, which is B. So you can write in place of that, which is B square, because hypotenuse is the longest side, or you can say that it is AC. So you can write for that B square. Perpendicular is this one. This side is the perpendicular side, which is called AB, and we can take it as C square, plus base is BC, which can be taken as A square. And also Pythagoras theorem, these sides can interchange. It depends upon which angle we are going to take. I am going to explain this. So let's draw that. Let's draw the right angle triangle, which is 90 degree, and we are going to assume the angles A, B and C, and we are going to find the trigonometric ratios according to that. So for this one here, if I am going to assume this angle, let this angle be theta. So you can assume any angle. Okay. So let this angle be theta. So whatever the side in front of that is called the opposite side, or we can say that this is a perpendicular side. Okay. And the side which is this side is called the adjacent side, or we can call, so we are taking the short forms ADJ for the adjacent and OPP for the opposite, and adjacent side we are going to take, which is the next side to the opposite side, according to this angle theta. So it depends. Similarly, if I draw another picture, let's draw another 90 degree angle, and if we take A, B and C, and I am going to take this angle as theta, then if this angle is theta, so for example our side will be, this will be the opposite side and this is the hypotenuse side, which is the longest side, so you can take it as hypotenuse, and this is the adjacent side. Okay, so because we have taken this angle theta, we are going to talk about this theta, then the side which is exactly opposite to that is the opposite side, or we also say that this is a perpendicular side, and for this one we can call as a base, as according to the Pythagoras theorem we take. So similarly for this one, that's the base, this is the base, which is the adjacent side, but this is the, here is the opposite side, which is the perpendicular side. So we can take this as perpendicular side. So it's up to you, you are going to assume either that's the longest side or the hypotenuse, it's one and the same thing. Perpendicular and opposite, it's one and the same thing. Adjacent and base, it's one and the same thing. Similarly for this angle, but you are supposed to remember in here that if the angle theta is taken this side, then the opposite of that is always the perpendicular or the opposite side. Now it's time to find the ratios. So first ratio we are going to find for the sine theta. If we are going to talk about this triangle, okay, so sine theta is taken as, theta is this angle in this one, so we can say this is a figure 1, and we can assume this as figure 2. Okay, so sine theta is equal to perpendicular over hypotenuse. So perpendicular over hypotenuse means the perpendicular side in here, if this angle is theta, the opposite side, or you can also write this for as opposite side over the longest side of the hypotenuse, which can be taken as AB divided by hypotenuse, the longest side, AC. Okay, so AB over AC, which is equal to perpendicular over hypotenuse, AB over AC, that is the value for the sine theta. Now next is cos theta. Cos theta is equal to base over hypotenuse. So for the base, we can write it also as the adjacent side. Adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So the adjacent in that figure is BC and hypotenuse will remain same, which is AC. Now tangent theta, this is equals to perpendicular over base, or we can also write this as opposite side divided by the adjacent side. So opposite side in here in this figure is AB divided by adjacent is BC. So this is the formula to find sine theta, cos theta and tangent theta for the 90-degree angle if the theta angle is at C. Okay. Now for this figure, if we talk about the figure number 2, so we have, let's write about figure number 2. So for figure number 2, what will be our sine theta? Sine theta again will be P over H I can write, which is perpendicular over hypotenuse, short forms you can write, or you can also write O over H, which is the longest side. So for this one, this is the angle theta, this is the opposite side. So you're going to write BC divided by AC. AC is the longest side. Okay. So now cos theta will be equals to base over hypotenuse or adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent side is AB and hypotenuse is AC. And for the tangent theta is perpendicular over base, which is opposite over adjacent, and which is equal to opposite side is BC here for this angle theta and base side is AB here. Okay. So in this way you can find all the values of tan, cos, sine, and similarly if you need to find the values of cot, secant and cosecant, you need to reverse all the values. For the sine theta, you got 1 over this, and you can reverse these values. This can be written as cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sine theta. So basically what you need to do, you need to flip the term. Okay, for cos secant, you can write secant theta is equal to 1 over cos theta, and for cot theta, you can also write this as 1 over tangent theta. So whatever will be the values you got on this side, you need to flip the terms for these ones, because that is the reverse of the other values. So in this way you can find all the 6 trigonometric ratios if you know how to figure out the angle theta and the opposite sides of the triangle, and it always with the right angle triangle, which is 90 degree. Thanks for watching Visual Learning Portal.
Any questions? Comment below and we'll respond as soon as possible. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to be notified when we release new content. We'll keep posting as much as we can. Thanks for watching.